Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our presentation about emotional intelligence. This is a group assignment. I am Ms. Topiso, and my group members are Ms. Maneli, Mr. Guayi, Mr. Yeku, and Ms. Gabayena. And I have two icebreakers that we are going to play about emotional intelligence.
Hugo Lloris was left very exposed there. And it looks like he's taking his frustrations out on Heung-min Son. And the discussions are continuing into the tunnel.
In this video, as we all see, it is not playing, but I'll explain what it is about. This is about a soccer team, two soccer teams. The one team has lost to another team, and then the one player is angry at the opponent, is angry at the situation that they left, and now he can't control himself. He has no self-control. And now the coach trying to approach him to say that you must have self-control, and you must know that this is a game. You can lose or win. Even if you lose, even if you win, you must have sportsmanship and not be angry. The next icebreaker. In this previous video, sorry for that, this previous video also not playing. I apologize for that, and we are going to say the playing one. In this video, it's also about anger, but this anger is different from the previous video. This is self-anger. Serena Williams, as a world tennis player, was angry at herself that she's losing. The anger, she even broke a tennis racket. So this is teaching us about emotional intelligence, that you might have anger towards somebody else and self-anger towards yourself. Okay. The two videos that you saw was about sports, but this also can apply in the work environment. We work in different environments, we work with different people, different cultures. We work in different places. You can have an argument with a colleague, but you must be able to have self-control, able to control yourself, able to solve any problem that you have with your colleague, able to control your emotions. I know we all have emotions, but you must control your emotions. And then I've got this learning outcome for this session. We are going to, at the end of this session, we should be able to know the definition of emotional intelligence, understanding the development of emotion, understanding the functions of emotions, understanding the components of emotional intelligence. Thank you very much. I'll hand to Mr. Tieko, my colleague.
Good evening, my group members, and good evening to you, Mr. Charles. My name is Kwai. I'll be presenting this slide, definition of emotional intelligence. I will read this written here. Emotional intelligence can be defined as an ability to understand and manage one's own emotions and those of others, to direct, to control, and express feelings in order to make the right decisions, act effectively, and achieve a set of goals. That is the definition of emotional intelligence, is to understand you. You understand yourself, your emotions, and also you understand the other people's emotions. To manage and control, because as an HR practitioner, you have to deal with different characters of people with different emotions. The others, they will come to you very angry. The others, they will need your explanation. They will need more time to explain their problems. You see, that is, you have to understand everything, every situation. You have to understand the four categories of emotional intelligence. The self-awareness, the self-management, and then the social awareness and social skills. But I won't go deeper to these categories because my group members will go deeper and explain what you mean when you're talking about the self-awareness, the self-management, the social skill, the social awareness. The next slide is this one, development of emotions. The development of emotions. Emotions are intense feelings that are directed at someone or something. They are short-term and action-oriented. It is state or level of arousal that directly affects how people behave. Meaning, it can be awakened by someone else's behavior. That is, the emotion. The emotion can be awakened by someone's behavior. E.g., if somebody comes to you very angry, and then you have to be very strong. Your emotional intelligence should be very strong because of dealing about the people. Maybe the person who's coming angry to you, maybe you don't know what makes this guy or what makes this person to be angry. But now you have to be, your emotional intelligence should be strong. Now, it begins with an individual's assessment of the personal meaning of some antecedent event. The assessment, it triggers a cascade of response tendencies such as facial expression, cognitive processing, and physiological changes. Dealing with a person on how he is at a particular moment. You cannot judge a person with something has happened before. You have to deal a person as is now. Don't take a person, okay, this person, you know this person, no, this guy is not good at all times. No, deal with the person at this time. Let's say, for example, here is linked with an urge to escape, because if you deal with this person is not, if you are not consistent, let's say, for example, you have to be consistent because this person is coming to you as an HR practitioner, and then he has a trust on you. You are the only person who can solve his problem. Don't judge this person about what has happened. Deal with this person now. I thank you.
Good evening. My name is Mongezi Jeku. I'll be talking about the types of emotions. So, according to Robinson Judge, there are 6 essentially universal emotions. And all these emotions can be based towards, can help this emotion yourself, or this emotion can be based towards someone else. The first emotion that we have is anger. The anger is a feeling of annoyance, displeasure, or hostility. We've got fear. Fear can be defined as an unpleasant emotion caused by a threat of pain, danger, or harm. We've got sadness, which is a feeling of sorrow or unhappy. And then happiness, feeling pleasure or contentment. Then we've got disgust, which is a feeling of revulsion towards yourself or towards someone else. And then we've got surprise, which is an unexpected or astonishing event. And then there is the components of emotional intelligence. There is self-awareness, and then self-awareness has also 3 subcomponents. But first we can define self-awareness as the ability to take an honest look at life without attachment to it being right or wrong. And then emotional self-awareness is an ability to understand your own emotions and their effects on your performance. And then accurate self-assessment is an ability of a person to accurately examine themselves. So it basically means self-introspection. And then we have self-confidence. Self-confidence comes from a Latin word called fidere, means trust. Therefore, self-confidence is having trust towards yourself. I thank you.
I'm Norm Samanele. I'm going to be speaking about social awareness, right? Social awareness being the ability to take the perspective of and empathize with others, and just an understanding and expressing gratitude, right? And that's empathy, right? And also this entails understanding others and taking an active interest in their concerns, and also having the ability to read the current organizational life. So you want to understand how people are feeling within the organization, what is affecting the individuals within an organization, and just an ability to be able to be in another person's shoes, and also to show concern for the feeling of others. That's just a brief explanation of how social awareness is. And then I'm going to also speak about relationship management. Relationship management is just a strategy in which the organization maintains an ongoing level of engagement. A typical example would be a customer plus a client. Of course, the customer coming to buy and you giving them a product or a service, that's an ongoing relationship that a client has with the organization. Relationship management is basically, we talk about inspirational leadership, basically giving guidance and inspiration to groups as well as individuals, and developing others, your influence, your change catalyst, conflict management, building bonds, teamwork, collaboration. Basically, all this then means strengthening and supporting others, and also being innovative in the creation of new ideas, resolving conflicts, team building. That's how you develop others. Also, and maintaining strong relationship with others, right? So basically, relationship management deals with all of these aspects. However, they can be made into one thing, right? And then we talk about self-management. So this is really important, because this is basically talks about the ability to regulate your behavior, your thoughts, your emotions in a productive way. As one of my group members explained, that we work in different environments, we work with different people from different religions, different cultures. So, and we are not going to get along all the time. So it's important for you to be able to regulate your behaviors, and to also be able to your emotions, to control your emotions, right? So self-management deals with self-control. You must be able to speak to yourself. You must be able to calm yourself as an individual. You must be able to always, in a certain situation, to always try to take out the positive and not always the negative in a situation. Transparency, you need to express how you feel, however in a very respectful manner, because you need to take into consideration the next person or even the people around you. You also talk about adaptability, right? There are certain situations or certain environments where there are certain things that may be done that don't align with your beliefs and so on, but you must be able to train yourself to be able to adapt, and you must be able to gel in with that. Achievement, drive, and initiative, right? Those are part of self-management, your achievement drive. That also talks to you as an individual, right? How you drive yourself to meet certain targets, how you as an individual drive yourself to get to a certain point. And also the initiative, right? So some examples of self-management are problem solving, resisting stress, communicating clearly, and I think that is one thing that can help an individual when it comes to emotional intelligence, being able to communicate clearly, express yourself. There are certain ways that you are able to express yourself, but in a respectful manner, as well as managing time and also your tasks, to make sure that whatever you want to do, you plan accordingly. Thank you very much.
Class, and good evening to you, Mr. Charles. This is Nobutula Ngabayena. I'll be presenting the last part of of this session. It's basically a take-home exercise on how you can test your emotional intelligence, like how emotionally intelligent you are as a person. This emotional intelligence quiz is composed of 20 questions covering your emotional reactions and responses. Additionally, you are given situations you may encounter in your personal and professional life and choices of ways to handle them. We understand that people are facing challenges like different situations, personal situations, be at work, be at home, or anywhere. So this exercise will help individual to be able to handle and make correct choices. So you need to make sure that you answer completely and honestly, meaning that you must make sure that you answer correctly so that you can get to add up a score, as I was saying. So to make sure that you need to make sure that you answer completely and honestly in order for you, when you are doing the quiz, you can be able to get the score correctly. And then so that when you add up the score, you can get your emotional intelligence, how emotionally intelligent you are. So the second slide will be able to tell us more on how to rate yourself. This is basically a score interpretation. Score interpretation, if it varies from 68 to 80, it means that you have extremely high emotional intelligence. This is basically where you need to work hard on yourself. As we were saying, on score interpretation, if you are between 68 and 80, you are extremely high emotionally. So your emotional intelligence is high, meaning that you are able to understand other people's emotions. You have sympathy, you have empathy towards other people. You can be able to control yourself. You can be able to understand people around you. The second score, when it's between 60 and 68, it says although you score relatively high, you do have a room for improvement. That means that you can improve yourself by observing how you react towards other people, and to improve yourself, that means that also you need to do self-evaluation. You need to examine how you react to stressful situations, and you also need to take responsibility for your actions. That is how you can improve if your score is relatively high. Then between 48 and 60, you basically fall in the middle range when it comes to emotional intelligence. That is between 48 and 60. You fall in the middle range when it comes to your emotional intelligence. Right? That means that you have ways, you work on ways of increasing your self-confidence. As we were saying, the score interpretation, that is between 48 and 60, this is where you fall in the middle range. So you're in between high and low when it comes to emotional intelligence. So that means that you also need to work hard on yourself in boosting your self-confidence and your self-awareness. So the last two ones, which is between 40 and 48 and under 40, that is where you are. Your emotional intelligence is extremely low. In this stage, you need help. You either need psychological help, because your emotions, you have problems with your emotions. You have problems with your self-confidence. You have problems with knowing yourself, which is self-awareness. You have problems with all these sorts of self-actualizations and yourself as a person. So you need to speak to a person, a professional person, or you need to speak to a friend or your mentor, or just your group, your support group, so that you can find ways to boost yourself, and you can find ways to find yourself and be able to control yourself again, and be able to know yourself again, and to know who you are as a person. That will be the last part of the presentation. I thank you very much for this moment.